Racial tension. One fraternity experiences hate in the aftermath of the election.
Meet the celebrities. We profile some of Elon's soon-to-be biggest stars.
Running on a dozen donuts, 2 ELN contributors compete against the pros.
All that and so much more.
ELN Morning starts right now.
Good morning, Elon. Thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Paula Blanc.
And I'm Rachel Ellis. We are so close to Thanksgiving break, and I'm so excited. We have all kinds of tips and tricks for making your way home this weekend and to help you survive the dinner conversation. But first, according to Vice President of University Communications, Dan Anderson, racial slurs were yelled at a female black student Wednesday night between the Inman Admissions Building and KOBC. The people who yelled the slurs are not Elon students and have been since identified and issued a no trespassing citation for Elon's campus. The university is working on identifying the others in the car to issue the same citations. The student was not the first Elon student to be racially targeted this week. Brothers of the historically black fraternity Alpha Phi Alpha faced discrimination while attending a statewide fraternity convention in Greensboro at the Corey Convention Center. Paige Peroso has more on the incidents and what's being done now.
It wasn't a shock to us either that someone would do that, especially within North Carolina.
These words and symbols, some too offensive to show on air, were found on a bathroom wall during the historically black fraternity Alpha Phi Alpha's statewide convention this past weekend.
It was in the bathroom right next to our the main ballroom, which was where we had most of our business meetings. So it was blatantly placed like right next to us. It's kind of rough to see.
A brother posted a picture of what happened on Facebook, and it's since been shared over 1,000 times. C believes the strong reaction might be due to recent election results.
The people who stand for that have been here. Trump's just made it so that they can sort of come out of their little corner, out of their little, wherever they've been hiding, and given them voice.
According to the Sheraton Hotel, which operates the Corey Convention Center, the graffiti was cleaned off the wall within minutes of staff knowing about it. The Sheraton Hotel said in a statement that the hotel sharply condemns this act of hatred and will do all that we can do to ensure it does not happen again. The hotel is investigating the incident further. But the brothers of the Elon chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha did not let this incident bring them down.
We just use it as more something to empower us to keep doing the business that we're doing, because we are trying to uplift the communities around the area within the United States.
Paige Peroso, ELN Morning.
C hopes to plan an event at Elon soon that helps educate people on race, discrimination, and bias. The Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity headquarters were unable to comment.
A big topic on our campus recently is the freedom of expression and its role in the classroom and media. A panel of 4 community members, including one of our ELN advisors, Dr. Richard Landsberg, discussed these topics at the Community Connections Forum Tuesday night in McKinnon. The panel opened up the conversation to the audience, talking about the media's coverage of the election and safe places to express ideas. Freshman Kelly Kaufman says she doesn't always feel that her ideas are accepted on campus.
I feel that I can talk freely, but I definitely feel judged for things that I've said or jokes that I've made, and I've been labeled before, and I think it's just like that anywhere, whether on Elon's campus or when I'm graduated.
We've been following the petition against Elon's food provider, Aramark, and for now, it's over. Brooke Wavag has more on Aramark's new policies and the temporary hold on the campaign.
Elon's food provider Aramark is the first major food service provider to commit to more humane conditions for chickens. This comes after the Humane League has been campaigning against the treatment of the chickens Aramark uses.
It's going to impact, our estimates show maybe over 50 million birds, and it will have a very positive impact on the welfare of those birds.
The Humane League corporate campaigns manager Taylor Ford says he hopes Aramark's new commitment inspires others to make a change.
We think this kind of signals to the rest of the industry that changes need to be made and that these birds are just absolutely suffering on these farms, and that we hope to see other food service providers adopt a similar policy to Aramark.
The league put a hold on their campaign after Aramark's new policies were released, but Aramark spokesperson Karen Cutler says the campaign never needed to be launched against them in the first place.
We had scheduled discussions with them and had planned to involve them in our plans as well, but they instead chose to launch an attack campaign to damage the company's reputation.
But Ford says the campaign could be back within a year.
We'll definitely revisit our campaign if Aramark updates its policy within a year and does not meet our minimal standards.
Aramark has already begun to put these policies in place.
Really a big part of what we've already done is make our suppliers aware of our expectations and the time frames that we expect them to put in place.
ELN senior Marissa Costner has been helping the Humane League with their campaign and says she's happy to see a change.
We're just excited, regardless of who gets credit for what, that the animals ultimately are going to benefit tremendously from this. That's what it's all about.
Ford says it's students like Costner that helps improve the lives of chickens raised for meat. Brooke Wivag, ELN Morning.
For more information on Aramark's new policies and the future of the campaign, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And this Thanksgiving, Aramark is providing the food for Alamance County's Allied Church's Thanksgiving Day meal. Allied Church's is a food pantry, community kitchen, and homeless shelter in Burlington. The shelter is prepping for an estimated 150 people, a little more than usual, but luckily they have extra volunteers this year and have even been starting this early. To find out how you can volunteer, visit the website at alliedchurches.org/volunteer-us. The full turkey dinner will be served from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. All members of the community are welcome to attend. And it's been chilly lately, and it's also been windy lately. It's a bad combo.
I know, my hands are getting kind of cold
Yeah,
outside.
I know. It's time for the real deal.
It's time for the real deal. No more kind of like sweaters.
No more
it's time
sweaters.
for the real winter jacket.
Yeah, I think so. Luckily, Courtney Campbell is in the studio. She's going to tell us what we can expect for the rest of the week. Courtney.
Thanks, Paul and Rachel. So break is just next week and students are heading home for turkey time with their families. But since we're still at Elon, today we can expect sunny skies throughout the day with a high of 68 and a low of 39, as well as tomorrow with a high of 75 and a low of 45. But if you're heading home to the New York area, like me, for break, you can expect some cloudier skies with highs in the lower 60s and a low of 46. So be sure to bring a heavier coat. But if you're lucky enough to spend break in even further south, such as Florida, expect warmer weather. Tomorrow, a high of 79 and a low of 67. You might even be able to get your tan on. Back to you, Paul.
Thanks, Courtney. Coming up, Hidden Talent is everywhere on campus. We meet some students who are already making a name for themselves.
But before the break, check out this easy appetizer recipe even the worst chefs can make. The full recipe is online at elonnewsnetwork.com.
Almost everyone is heading off campus for Thanksgiving break. If you are driving, this week's App of the Week is for you. Kyle Amato is in the studio with more. Hey, Kyle.
Thank you so much, Paul. And thank you, Rachel, for being here with me.
Thank you.
And so I have this really cool app to show you. It's easy to use and fun to use. It's perfect for road trips, and conveniently, many students are driving home tomorrow.
Are you driving home tomorrow? Are you going on a road trip?
Yes, I'm driving 9 hours to New Jersey.
Wow, okay.
Me and my friend.
You're going to get hungry.
Yes.
So this is great.
This app is called The Next Exit. It's perfect for stopping for food and gas.
Okay.
And before we get into anything, it's important to make sure the passenger seat is using this. And so if you're driving alone, unfortunately, this app might not work for you. And so I'm driving to New Jersey, and I often stop in Virginia.
Okay.
On Highway 295.
Gotcha.
And so instead of just randomly stopping at an exit and hoping for the best, I can choose an exit and know it's here, exit 37, there's food, gas stations, and even hotels.
Wow, this is a ton of stuff, so
Yes.
many options. You got yourself an IHOP, a Burger King. So you get breakfast
Yes.
and lunch and dinner.
And so I really encourage everyone to use this app. It's perfect.
I think I'm going to use it if I have a passenger with me.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank
and
you.
Paul, back to you.
Thanks, Kyle. Well, plenty of ELN students will be traveling home for Thanksgiving break, but if you're a professor living on campus, you're not going too far. Our Tori Mills got to know one ELN faculty member living on campus.
Hola! Hola! Welcome!
ELN students are quick to move off campus, but one professor feels differently.
I like that I can get to my office in like 10 minutes. I like that a lot. I like that I can come back for lunch. I really like that. I like that because I walk everywhere, I just get in steps.
Assistant Professor of Education Dr. Julie Justice lives in the Oaks neighborhood with her family. And while there are some downsides to dorm-style living,
The bathroom fans are way too loud. The sound between the buildings is, or between the apartments is, I mean, you can hear between the apartments.
the pros outweigh any cons.
But there's not really a lot to complain about.
Something students take for granted, the simplicity of college life.
It feels simpler, and that makes sense to me because when I was in college, things were simpler. So there's a lot about college living that helps support simplicity.
Downsizing helped Justice realize what's important.
But every once in a while, I'll go to the storage unit and look around and just think, like, why do we have all these things? Because I function every day in this apartment without all those things, so how could we even have needed them?
And of all the places to live, many wonder why she chose to live on ELN's campus.
It just seemed fun. It seemed like an adventure. Like, it just straight up felt like an adventure.
Victoria Mills,
Hi.
ELN Morning.
Junior Will Henderson is double majoring in music production and recording arts and music in the liberal arts. On top of all that, he is double minoring in jazz studies and piano pedagogy. So we have Will Henderson here. Wow, I can already hear you music already. It sounds great.
It does sound cool.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get involved in music producing?
I started playing piano around the age of 3. Picked up the alto saxophone and the guitar in middle school. And then I got into live sound and production around sophomore year of high school.
Awesome. So coming into ELN, how have you kind of gotten involved in the music scene at ELN?
A little bit, yeah. I actually just performed at Fat Frog last night with the World Percussion Ensemble. I've been on the late night show, as well as I've gotten access to the studios and recorded a few songs there.
Okay, awesome.
So you're a really busy guy. How do you balance all of this?
It's tough, but I just wake up and give it my best every day.
I guess when it's your passion, it's a lot
easier.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here, Will.
Yeah, no problem.
So thank you again for chatting with us. ELN's talented students doesn't stop here. Most performing, art seniors are beginning to prepare for life after ELN by meeting with casting directors and agents. But one lucky senior, already has the experience. Courtney Campbell has more.
And everything, but of course I wasn't going to pass up the opportunity, so I hopped on a flight and went to New York.
Senior performing arts major Nicole Bloom guest stars in an upcoming episode of Showtime's The Affair. Bloom will play the daughter of main character Noah Soloway's friend on season 3, episode 6 of the series, and the chance to interact with stars like main character Dominic West was comforting to Bloom.
When I got to set, I was nervous, I didn't really know how it was going to play out. And then Dominic West, who is Noah Soloway on the show, was so funny. And he was just like goofing around and talking with all of us.
At ELN, Bloom has been a part of 4 different shows in the Performing Arts Department and also stars on the cast of ELN Tonight. Though live theater is the main focus of this ELN department, Bloom adapted to the differences of television.
It's not like, you say one line and they cut. You do the entire scene, so you have to know how to keep the stamina of kind of what you do for live theater.
And it doesn't stop here. After graduating, Bloom plans to go to New York and audition for more guest roles and series regulars, but she also plans to continue with live theater.
And right now we're all in preparations for meeting with casting directors and agents and working in theater, musical theater, and film and TV, so this was a good kind of first experience with it.
Bloom hopes to have many more experiences, just like this one. Courtney Campbell, ELN Morning.
Bloom was also an anchor on ELN Morning, so we wish her the best. Season 3 of The Affair premieres this Sunday on Showtime, and Bloom's episode will air early spring. Performer Aussie Goldstein is live in the studio coming up.
Aussie Goldstein is a singer-songwriter, and a member of ELN's recording company Limelight, and is currently working on some singles. Asa is here with us to perform an original song. First, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
for having me.
Excited.
When did you start getting into guitar?
Probably about 4th grade.
Okay.
Father was a guitarist, and got into it through him.
Awesome. Have you been playing ever since? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Awesome.
Great. And what's your favorite part about it?
Being able to be creative physically with it, and learning a lot from people who create new sounds from it, and trying to capture that in what I compose.
Awesome. And what are you going to be playing for us today?
An original that I wrote recently called While I'm With You.
Awesome. And before you start, how do you, obviously it's a big commitment if you're writing original songs and you're performing a lot.
Yeah.
How do you balance that with your schoolwork?
Carefully.
Right.
A lot.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, this past week I somehow was playing shows every night for 2 weeks straight.
Wow.
Okay.
And every night it's been a juggle. So.
Well, we're excited to have you on.
It's
Go,
amazing.
take it away.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Please laugh at my jokes. My heart will speak, but my teeth won't know. In heaven, there's no need to follow cues. Only touching you to voice my muse. So send me the peace I crave. And feed back the love you gained. My manic mind will not subside. Its hunger for you. In this strange creative frame. Consolation, starlit affection, stepping into reflection, introspective correction. Links of conscious made me stutter, mind alter as we static into color. So whisper a truth I'll believe. And show me the goddess I see. My twisted art will not submit to lighten your mood. If you play me all the same, and if you're not in love with me, fall in love with what I tell you. And I won't confuse you with my herbs. The power of the thought goes unheard. I can't keep up the chase. To the smell of your back my digits trace. In the long run there's no need to know your taste. Loving you the honest way. I wish you'd lick up what I bleed. And hear me for what I mean. My lips will rest where your wings shine, and I'll hum to you that I could make you mine.
And it's been a busy morning right here on the morning show. I've certainly worked up an appetite. Have you as well?
Yeah.
No.
I really have.
Yeah.
I haven't had my breakfast yet, so I'm a little hungry.
So let's take a look at some fudge cooking.
Our right, I think I'm gonna take a bite.
Want to dig in?
They have
Here, a little.
M&Ms, chocolate. What is not to like about this?
There's a lot in I don't know if you can see it. There's a lot of different.
Oh my goodness.
Delicious.
So good.
Delicious, right?
Oh my goodness. Oh my god. So great.
We're getting music, food. We just keep getting treated on the morning show.
I know. It's like we don't even need to have breakfast after we go off air. Great. So hopefully we don't lose our appetites after this next story.
ELN reporter Alex Hager and our broadcast production manager Lauren Duncan took part in the ELN Athletics 2-mile donut run last night. They were challenged to run 1 mile, eat 2 dozen donuts, and run a final mile again. Take a look.
All right, guys, we're here at the SAAC Donut Run, and we are ready to take it on. It's going to be a mile run, a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts, and then another mile run. Lauren, I'm terrified. How are you feeling?
I am too.
I would say the rest of the crowd here is almost exclusively athletes. Not only can I not eat a dozen donuts, I can't run 2 miles. So
I think the keys for this, guys, was today we had to stay completely hydrated. You got to work up an appetite with that first mile, and then just hope you can keep it down during that second mile. This was such a bad idea.
This was a terrible idea. So I did my research today, and I found out that this is sort of an annual event at NC State. And last year at NC State, someone died, so that wasn't too motivating. All right, update. Lap 2, about to get lapped. You guys tell him not a D1 athlete? Not gonna lie, it's getting very lonely out here in lap 4 of mile 1. What you want to do is take 4 donuts, squonk them together. You got to make yourself donut stacks. I know I can't win the race, but I can win the head games.
Oh yeah!
First emotions that come to mind: fatigue.
Regret.
I was gonna go with regret next. Hunger was not in there. These are the eyes of a man who has made a mistake. This is 2,400 calories worth of donuts. What if I just threw the rest of these 4 out?
No, you can't do that.
I can't do this. I legitimately can't do this.
People are crazy. What sicko thought of this?
Last bite. I'm running back out there.
Yes, dude.
Halfway done with mile 2. The donuts are fighting back.
Come on, Hager! Oh my gosh.
Cruising in towards the finish of lap 3, praying for death's sweet release. All right, Lauren Duncan.
Oh yeah.
You're back on the track. How are you feeling?
Honestly, this feels better than eating, so
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
You got 4 laps to go?
I'm gonna go, oh yeah.
You know what that means?
Yep.
It means I'm not last.
Oh,
And I didn't even throw up yet. I did it. Woo! I'm Alex Hager.
and I'm Lauren Duncan.
And here at the SAAC Donut Run, signing off for ELN Morning.
That was great. More funny moments from this race will be online at elonnewsnetwork.com.
Now, I commend them for, I am good at eating, I will say, to brag a little, I'm good at eating donuts. I can eat a lot of donuts. The running part, not so much, and especially when you mix both of them together.
I can't imagine. I honestly have a stomach ache just watching them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, just eating like 6 donuts. Like, that's hard. But 12?
Yeah. And then running. That's
running.
Once I eat more than like 1 donut, and I usually, if I'm eating donuts, I'm gonna eat more than 1.
You can't just
then I
do 1.
just keep eating. Yeah.
But awful.
Nightmare.
Congrats to them.
That is all we have for you today. Thanks for waking up with us, Elon.
So make sure to follow us on social media at ELN Morning and have a great break.